Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to another mobile Let's Ask Paul. But I figured it would, it'd be a good time to answer this question. So I got a question. I'll be honest with you, I've never gotten a question like this before. A little concerned, but I figured I would, go on and address this question because I don't get questions like this. But I do get questions from people time to time through the years as I mentor a lot of people. And I get questions that they are struggling for whatever reason. Whether they're struggling in their career, they're struggling in life, which I be honest with you, there's not a lot I can do for you in that. I mean, we all have our struggles. And I have obviously my share as well. But I'll do my best. So I'm gonna try to remember, paraphrase what the question was. It says, "Hey Paul, I love your podcast. I love your videos. I'm struggling right now with my career and what I should do. Can you give me any advice?" Let's see, I'm trying to read it while I'm driving here, or while I'm doing it here. It says, "I feel like I'm at the end of my rope. It just seems like I'm not learning like I should. Life just doesn't have any zest. I just don't feel like I want to wake up to see tomorrow. I love this profession. I love what you do. Can you please give me some inspiration to keep going? Thank you, and keep on with the podcast." Okay, I kind of skipped a couple lines in there because it got a little more personal than it needed to get for them. So, and for whoever out there is listening knows that I got your email, and I kind of paraphrased over it a little bit. A lot of it was a bit personal for you, and I'm not going to read that. We've all been there, some worse than others. Some of us amplify our issues to be a big deal, and they are not nearly as big a deal as obviously what you're facing. What I didn't share in the email was, family issues where you just lost a family member. Look, there's no wonderful advice that I can give you from that perspective. All I can say is, life is precious. We're here a very short amount of time. Some of them are here even shorter than that, as in with your case. I am so sorry for your loss. It's something that, as a parent, things like that we never want to face, or we don't want to face. We're supposed to outlive our children, that type of thing. As far as the electrical field goes, I recognize who you are. I have seen you. We have communicated before. If electricity, for me in my life, electricity is what's always gotten me through. Having the ability to do, there's other things in life, right? Not just electricity, that's for sure. Not just electrical. I think what a lot of people don't realize that there was a time in my life where I was in an accident, a motorcycle accident, and I almost didn't survive it. And I constantly realize that there's haters everywhere out there that they'll hate you no matter what you do, no matter who you are, no matter what you say. It just dwells in them that they're hate, and you just got to roll with it. In your situation, you have to find something that keeps you going, something that motivates you, whether it's a hobby or it's something that carries your mind away from the burdens. We can never run away from them. They're there. You're always going to have it. It's going to creep into you when you're laying there. Nothing else is going on. Your mind is sitting there blank, and you're laying in bed. It is going to be what it is. But you have to realize that we all have a purpose. We're all here for a reason, and we do the best we can. I try to remind myself that, my parents were separated when I was born. It just happened to be a fluke evening that they got together, and here I was. As my mom would always say, I was the greatest mistake that ever happened for them, because they didn't expect me. And I'm sure I have my haters out there that wish they hadn't have made that mistake. I get it. If you want to dwell in that hate, that's fine. But, you have to find something. For me, it was electricity. For me, it's teaching others. For me, it's a business. I make money teaching what I do. But you have to find something that sustains you, to get you moving forward. Life is short, as it is. And I don't want you thinking so negative. I get it. I understand that you have a loss. And I recently lost my mother. Prior to that, my father. I was actually teaching when I lost my dad. And ironically, when my mom finally passed, and we knew it was coming, I had just finished an 8-hour seminar online in the basement of the house where I was with my mom, when my brothers came down and said that she wasn't doing well. Actually, they came down and said, is it time for her meds? Because I was doing her medication and all. And after a couple hours, she would get really antsy, start the shakes, and I would be adjusting her medicine. Well, they came and told me that maybe does she need her medicine? And I was like, was she jerky? She said, no, she's not really doing anything. And I knew something was wrong. So I went up there, and I could tell her breathing, and I called them in there, and I said, it's any minute now. And my brothers were all around my mom when we were holding her hands, and when she passed. So we lose. I've not lost a child, and so I can't even begin to say I understand, because I can't. That's a whole different level. Lost parents, lost loved ones. But we have to keep pressing forward. That's what they'd want us to do. I think it's real important to keep the memory alive. Keep remembering birthdays. Keep remembering small little accomplishments that you've achieved, because they do mean something. They do matter. They weren't just little blips in time that you should forget. And where you have an opportunity, you might take that chance to celebrate the life that you did experience and enjoy. And keep those memories, because I can tell you, over time, memories do fade with everything. Okay? And there's some memories you just do not want to forget. I have memories of playing fast pitch softball. I was a pitcher, and I was a pretty good fast pitch pitcher. Traveled all over the country, young, pitching. And I grew up, that was what our family did. We played fast pitch softball. We didn't do much other. We played that. And I grew up being mentored by a guy named Freddie Deal, who was really well known on the East Coast as a pitcher. While I wasn't really big, I developed the technique and was able to throw it in the mid-90s. It's 46 feet, so get a figure. But pretty popular around the East Coast, traveling and playing. But some of my greatest memories were with my father, who used to travel around with me. In an occasion, he would be my catcher. So I hold on to those memories. We didn't take pictures a lot back then. I don't have a lot of that stuff that I can look at. Hopefully you do, and you can look at those things and remember that a lot of people have problems. This is all my opinion. I am certainly not a psychologist, and I'm certainly don't ever want to be one. But a lot of people try to suppress those memories and don't want to think about them. I'm not that way. I personally try as much as often as I can to have those memories of the past, remembering my mom, remembering my dad and all this type of thing. So I recommend you do that, and you celebrate their birthday. You celebrate those times you had together. Don't try to suppress it. It only makes it worse. I'll also say, don't be afraid to talk about them. You might have a family member who doesn't want to talk about it, and they're just not ready yet. And you're not moving on. You're dealing with it. You're coping with it. Again, it's nothing to say you shouldn't, go out and speak to somebody professionally who might be able to help you with those feelings. It's certainly nothing wrong with it. It's certainly nothing embarrassing about it. It's people that are trained to listen and understand that and allow you to vent. So, a little different Let's Ask Paul than I normally get. So I just wanted to elaborate even more on that. As far as electrical, it sounds like you enjoy that, like I did and like I do. Keep on with it. Contact me again, reach out, and I'll help you with some of our programs. And I'll pick up the tab to keep you engaged in it and help you out. Although I get a lot of requests like that, I don't tend to help people with the financial part of that because, again, it is what it is. We all have to make sacrifices. This is a little different, and I feel the pain. I felt the pain in your email, and I'm more than willing to help with you and even mentor you. So in my response, I'll give you my phone number, personal number, to call, and love to talk to you. Anything I can do to help, I will more than happy to try to do that with you. Not so much a lesson for people today, but there are people out there that are struggling, that have events that happen in their life. The things that we think are big are probably just really small in the scope of life. And there are people that are most definitely hurting and have pain, and we should be empathetic to that and understand that. So anyway, not kind of a personal Let's Ask Paul today. I just want you to know that I hear you, and I'll do whatever I can to help you. I'm certainly not stopping the podcasts and the videos. It has been a little bit of a lull in it, but I'm getting back to it. Right now I'm in the middle of recording the Fast Tracks program, each unit doing a video of each individual section, which is very time consuming, but I'm going to get it knocked out hopefully before the 2023 edition comes out. So again, I got that coming. And so, just find something that keeps you engaged. Don't hide from your feelings. And feel free to express them. If nobody will listen, I'll listen. You'll get my number. And, keep pushing forward. I understand in email, I believe you are licensed, but you might not have a master's. You might have your journeyman's. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But that can be a goal. That can be a mission. That can be something to strive for. It's not just about making money. Sometimes it's about sustaining and having something that keeps you occupied, that keeps your mind engaged. And that's what electricity can be, electrical can be. For anybody out there, we have Electricity 101, which is a basic electrical theory. It's a lot of theory, a lot of stuff that really keeps you thinking and engaging, and that might be great. In fact, that'd be great for you. Reach out. I will definitely hook you up with that one. But it's kind of one of those things where, we just have to stay engaged. And again, I will say, keep it short. Sorry for your loss, and I understand your emotions and your feelings. You do not give up. You continue to press forward. The easiest way is for people to give up. And this is no time to give up. This is time to move forward, sustain their legacy. Remember it, celebrate it with others. Don't shy away from it. I remember for a couple years that I wouldn't enjoy Christmas because of my mom passing. And I'm like, how can you get into the holidays? She passed in December. But she loved it, and you got to push forward. You can't. My father passed in October, so I as much as I loved Halloween or just to see the kids so happy getting candy and all this kind of stuff, I would block it out of my mind. But finally, I realized you can't do that. They wouldn't want that. You keep moving forward. You celebrate their life. They might have been here a short amount of time, or they've had a full life. I like when somebody says we're celebrating life rather than celebrating their death, or mourning their death, I should say. I like the thought of celebrating the life. And if there's somebody that's been here, I mean, again, it does make us think, that so many children die. You have St. Jude, which we give to, and we pray that they actually get that money. I think they do, but, again, you got to wonder. With all those things that you donate, you got to wonder. But how could we lose a child? How could we have children that get cancer? How could we have all this? And how is that even possible that if you have a belief and a faith that could be something that's possible? And I think you have to just believe that things happen because we have free will, and we're just a product of so many things that it's not something that's controlled. It just happens. And I think that we have to realize that the loss of a child, the loss of an elderly loved one or whatever, is just going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. Can't change it. We just have to accept it. And it's terrible. But we'll always get through it. We keep moving on. We have to think about keeping their legacy going and keeping all that moving forward. And that's what I try to do. I try to think about constantly, and that's why people ask me why I'm always doing stuff. I'm constantly engaged in podcasts and videos and courses and grading and teaching and seminars, and life can get very stagnant unless you're constantly doing something. And people say, how do you have the time to do it all? Well, you make time and you just do it. And you just keep moving forward. You keep pressing forward. You don't let those things that are sadness eat you. You just keep trying, and you be thankful for every day that we have, because in any minute, any of us could get sick and it be limited. Okay, so you have to be thankful for every day you have. Find something that sustains you. Keep the memories alive. Celebrate those memories, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's all advice I can really give you. But reach out. I'd love to talk to you in person. Well, by the phone anyway. And kind of help mentor you a little bit if you want to move forward. Again, I am certainly no person that's an expert in those type of things. But, I have the same type of feelings that you would have. And so I am more than happy to share and listen and grow with you, and absorb some of that pain that you might have, and and help maybe brighten your day a little bit if I can. So again, a little different. Let's Ask Paul, not my normal. So for all those out there that are offended by this one, I'm sorry. You don't have to listen to my podcast if you don't want to. I don't force anybody to do it. So for you out there who wrote that email, God bless you. Thinking of you today. And if you need anything, I'm right here. You'll have my number. Till next time, stay safe. God bless.